Hello and welcome to our second training session for the basic credit card processing. It is called Credit Card Processing 102. By now you have all have listened to the 101 section, and this is going to be the section 102. Today we will concentrate more into the actual cost of processing. As we covered the last training, the credit card processing is divided into retail, restaurant, business to business, higher education, internet, mobile, and point of sale. And you can spend some time on the website and get the particulars of each. But right now, what I want to talk to you guys about is the actual distribution of interchange. Who gets what? If you look at this chart, that basically explains what happens to the fees that merchant pays. The issuing bank issues the credit card. It goes to the customer, and then the customer takes that card to a merchant's place of business and makes a purchase, and then the merchant pays what we call the fees for accepting credit card payments. We have divided those fees into three sections. The actual interchange, that's the cost of the Apple from Visa, MasterCard. And I don't care who you are, you can be Chase, Citi, Bank Certified. We all work off of the same interchange. On top of the interchange, you add dues and assessments, and there is a markup. The interchange goes to the issuing bank. The dues and assessments goes to Visa and MasterCard, and the markup is what goes to BCMS, and in turn we split that with you. If you look at the actual interchange categories for Visa and MasterCards, as you can see, there are hundreds and hundreds of different categories, all with different costs and related categories at different costs and how they qualify into a three-tiered pricing. Most of the merchants that you call on, they all are accepting credit cards at the present time. Very rarely in today's world you find a merchant who is only cash only. Almost 99.9% of businesses you call on, they do accept credit cards. Then the question becomes, why would they want to have you be the one who handles their payment processing and hence their cash flow? Obviously, the element of cost is important. Can we save them money on what they're paying? That's one factor. But there are more factors that goes into it just above cost. Obviously, cost is important, but the turnaround on the money, in our case, they get funded the next day, the customer service, the free equipment, all the other things that we do for them, the guarantees that we provide the merchants, those are all important aspects of a decision making for a merchant to switch their payment processing to BCMS and you. But the most important factor is you, is the account executive who is in front of the merchant, because they are basically buying your knowledge. The more knowledgeable you are in this business, the odds of them trusting their cash flow to you increases. Because once all is said and done, we are asking a businessman to support a businesswoman to trust us with his cash flow. So obviously you got to know what it is that you're talking about for the businessman to make that decision to utilize you and the company that you represent to provide the payment processing. So as you can see, this is the interchange categories. You guys got to get familiar with it. There's no reason to memorize it. You just got to recognize there are a variety of costs associated with various cards. For example, if you look at the CPS retail, the cost is 1.51% and 10 cents. If you look at cards that have rewards associated, the cost goes up to 165 and 10 cents. And then, of course, there are corporate cards. There are all kinds of cards, as you can see. And as you get more knowledge in this business, this topic becomes simpler and simpler for you to grasp. So going back to the chart, you see the interchange. That's all those numbers that goes to the issuing bank. So if you have a credit card in your pocket from Chase, when you go to a merchant and you make a purchase, Chase gets the interchange. Dues and assessments, which is the bottom part of the category, which is about 11 basis points, if you go to the end of the interchange, there is a section that talks about dues and assessments. And you can see this area here where it says card association fee. This is the area that Visa MasterCard gets. Okay, so the assessments, as you can see, is 11 basis points. So you add that to the cost of card, which was 1.51. So in reality, the cost on a swipe transaction is 161 and 10 cents. Whatever we charge above that becomes our profit. So that's the interchange. Now, how do you get started in this business? Again, it's understanding of statement. Statement comes in a variety of shapes and forms, and they disclose certain information, and some statements are blind. They don't disclose any information. Here's one example here's one case, for example, where the merchant is doing about $44,597 in volume, 63 transactions, and they basically paid a fee of $1,489. The first thing I do is I take the fees and divide it by volume, and in this case you get right above 3%. So once everything is said and done, this merchant is paying 3% to accept payments. Then you got to dig deeper to see in what areas this merchant is being charged. For example, if you come down here, it shows his base rate is 1.90%. If you remember, our cost on a swipe account with dues and assessment added was about 1.61. So this merchant is paying 1.90. So there is about 30 basis points, okay, that is being marked up over cost. So obviously there is room for us to save this merchant money. We can drop his base rate to say 1.75%. And then here below is where you see that what we call the downgrade charges for the different types of interchange. For example, you see Rewards 1 right here. This is Rewards 1. And this merchant basically is paying $45.31 for $5,394 worth of business. So again, if you take $45.31 and divide it by 5,394, you get an additional 84 basis points. So that 84 basis points you got to add to the base rate of 1.9%, which is right here. So if you add 1.9 plus 0.84 on Rewards 1, this merchant is paying 2.74. And you recall from the interchange I showed you on Rewards 1, the cost goes up a little bit. So you can see in this case the processor is really marking up the downgrades of other interchange categories. There's also an item rate here that are paying basically 19 cents here, 4 cents there. And you come down here, it shows you in PIN debit. And these are the things that initially, right now, you guys, as you're looking at this, it may look very complicated. But as you review more of these statements, they become a lot easier to understand and decipher. Your knowledge of statement is what is going to allow you to become successful in this business, because that's where you will relay this information to the merchant. And you can see over here he's being charged $10 statement fee and a non-PCI fee of $25. So basically you look at this and you put the pricing, you prepare a proposal for the guy, and you sign him up, and he's a client of yours, and for as long as he's processing, you are receiving your portion of the revenue. Now, this is all fine and dandy once you have an understanding of statements, and there's all kinds of statements. Here's one of my favorite ones. I've never seen anything 20 years in business. Here's a statement that they're basically charging this merchant $41 as what they call future fees. I have no idea what that is. They just charge this merchant $41.87, and they label it future fees adjustments. So your guess is as good as mine. And this is some of the shenanigans you see from various processors, that they will add fees to the merchant to increase their profitability. So when you get started, obviously you don't have the knowledge to decipher these statements. So what do? At BCMS, we make it very simple for you. You can fax the statement to us while you're in front of the merchant. Call us up. You will get some specific phone numbers and some specific contact people for those of you who are rookies, that when you're in front of the merchant, you can just fax the statement to us and get on the phone with us, and we'll walk you through it and show you line by line. This is what he's paying and this is what we can do. Or you can take the statement and let the merchant know, hey, I'll get back with you in a couple of days with a proposal on pricing, and then you fax the statement to us. We prepare a proposal and send it to you. But the key being, we like for you to be to a point that you can do these analysis right when you're in front of the merchants. There's no reason to keep going back and forth and spending that additional time and energy to keep going back. Once you get to a point that you can really understand this interchange and you understand the cost, then you can really right there and then in front of the merchant show them the fees you would charge it, show them the savings, and go from there. But this is how the statement analysis is. And if you look at our website, we have certain areas here. For example, under interchange fees, we disclose that. We are one of the very few companies in the country that we are so transparent that we actually disclose the cost of the transactions to our merchants on our website. So merchants can go here, basically the interchange table pops up. They can read about it. The actual interchange table is there. And we feel the more knowledgeable the merchant is, the better it is for us, because we don't play any of those games. We don't have any future fees and things like that. And that's why we have an A-plus ranking with Better Business Bureau. Our job is to sign up merchants and hang on to them for as long as we can. That's how the residual income is generated. In addition, there's a whole section of this is something I really like for you guys to take to heart. It's the BCMS guarantees. These are the blanket guarantees that we give to our merchants. This is what really sets us apart from our competition. The first one being, we are not going to increase your rates unless there's an interchange increase. The second one is a guarantee that our rates are the lowest in the industry. If the merchant gets a lower rate, in writing, we'll match it, no questions asked. As long as the merchant, the third guarantee, as long as they're processing with us, we will replace or repair their equipment for the similar at no cost. So they never have to worry about having to buy another piece of equipment. We guarantee them the best customer service in the industry. We guarantee them the lowest price and the most up-to-date network. So these are our guarantees, and we are so confident in our guarantees that, again, we are one of the very few companies that our agreement with the merchant doesn't have a term. In other words, we don't tell them you have to be our client for 3 years. It's a month-to-month. That's how confident we are that these merchants will appreciate our service and they will stay with us. And as we do other things such as customer service follow-ups and things like that, you will develop a residual base of all the merchants you sign up. And basically every new merchant you sign up, you just put another brick into your wall, and it's just a matter of how big of a wall you want to build. So that's one area, is our guarantee, and the next one is our blog section. I recommend you to review that. This is an interesting one. And again, we put these there in the front of people so they can, our merchants, our prospects, so they can really understand how this industry works. And you guys need to review this and get a pretty good understanding of some of the stuff that we do offer for our merchant base. So this is basically our credit card training 102. We have other training sessions coming up. But the key in this industry, ladies and gentlemen who are new with our company, is for you to get up to speed, to really understand the merchant processing business, to be able to talk to the merchants in a very coherent way. And if you go to the agent login, this is the portal built for you guys. We have a whole section under training. And you really need to spend some time in this section right here and review these material. Start with bank certified training. Basically, this is an overall that explains to you all the different elements of the pricing. There's a discount rate, there's a transaction fee, there's all kinds of stuff that goes into. So this is a very good first document you got to read. It talks about the three-tiered pricing versus pass-through. So review this transaction, review all these sections. Most important one when you come to these training modules, this is a comprehensive training. It's 9 modules that you can review in the comfort of your home, and basically takes you from A to Z of the payment processing. Write down the questions you have, email it to your managers, and they will work with you or call them, and their job is to bring you up to speed for as fast as we can. But part of it falls on your shoulder. You got to spend time. You got to review this stuff. We are here to support you. We want to see you be successful. We sincerely hope this is the final career move on your part, and you can build a long-term relationship with BCMS, and this will take you to your financial security. But we'll do our part. That's the guarantee from us. We'll do our part. We'll support you. We provide you with all the information, marketing material, private label, website, business card. All of that stuff is provided to you at no cost. Phone extensions, email, all of that. The only thing you need to do is to invest the time, learn the business, get out there and make calls on the prospects. Let us help you make money. So again, I'd like to end this session. This is the Credit Card Training 102. The following training will be the Credit Card Training 103, which will get a little bit deeper into the pricing and things like that. Thank you for listening, and you all have a wonderful day.